Assalamu alaikum and good greetings. So in this video I will watch a video that will answer the question, was the Quran copied from the Bible? Question mark. A short and concise answer. This is by Blogging Theology, and this will be the first video that I will watch from this channel. There's a list of videos that I'm interested to watch after this. But this is the first time I watch any video from this channel, so without further ado, let's watch.
Was the Quran copied from the Bible? I just want to give a really short and concise answer to that. I'm going to be taking it from this new translation, a clear Quran, a thematic English translation of the message of the final revelation. The translator is Dr. Mustafa Khattab. And in the introduction, there's a very helpful little summary, I think, of this question, was the Quran copied from the Bible? And he writes, it is worth mentioning that the first Arabic translation of the Bible was done centuries after the Prophet's death. From an Islamic point of view, similarities between the Quran and the Bible, especially historical stories such as that of Joseph, Moses and Jesus, stem from the fact that both scriptures came originally from the same source, divine revelation. Because of differences in transmission and interpretation of the Bible, over time the stories changed. The Quranic narratives now appear slightly different. For example, unlike the Quran, in chapter 20, verse 120 to 122, in the book of Genesis, Eve was tempted to eat from the tree, and therefore she is to blame for the fall. This is unlike the Quran. Also,
yeah, that's one major difference, right? Even though the story seems the same, but those seemingly small differences is actually huge, in the sense that from Islamic perspective, the blame does not go on one side compared to what some can take from the story as per told by the Bible, right, where the blame is on Eve.
According to the Quran, chapter 19, prophets are infallible of sin. But in the Bible, some prophets are guilty of shameful and even criminal acts. For example, David impregnated his neighbour's wife, Bathsheba, before conspiring to get her husband, Uriah, killed. You can see that in 1 Samuel 11.
So this is interesting. I happen to just reply to a comment by a Christian friend that brought that exact example, but from the Bible, because David actually did that, right? Adultery, murder. But her perspective is that even though he did that, after that, God did not agree upon that act, right? Something like that, if I understand correctly. And my reply was along the line of, but in the first place, why would human being like that, with such, like, say, shameful level of sin, it's not just, you know, small sin, it's actually to that level, right? And there's a lot more stories in the Bible about prophets that do that kind of things, right? That get drunk to the level of not even aware, committing, you know, sleeping with his own daughter, etc., right? So you can find those kind of stories in the Bible, but in the Quran there's no such thing, right? Because the prophets, the messengers, are selected and they have the best of character, and the stories are as such, right? But in the Bible, I think because the author have, I don't know, perhaps their own creativity to tell the stories, hence you have those kind of stories. Perhaps that is possibility, one reason why those kind of story exist in the first place in the Bible.
Lot had sex with his two daughters, Genesis 19.
Yeah, I mentioned that just now, right? So yeah, I didn't remember who, because I just noticed that when that story come about in the Bible, is that this doesn't, how does this fit into this man being the prophet or messenger of chosen people of God, right?
And Noah got drunk and naked, Genesis 9. Some biblical stories are not in the Quran and vice versa. For example, the biblical story of Isaiah is not in the Quran, while the story of Moses and Al-Qadir, mentioned in chapter 18 of the Quran, is not in the Bible. Also, there are 3 miracles of Jesus in the Quran that are not in the Bible. See Quran chapter 5 verses 110 onwards. Although both scriptures emphasize global ethics.
Okay, so what are the 3 miracle of Jesus that is not from the Bible, not in the Bible?
Such as kindness, dignity and charity, each revolves around a different theology. Both have contrasting views on the perception of God, Jesus, salvation, crucifixion, and the original sin. End of quote. I think that's a very nice summary there of the reasons why. And the reasons why the stories are often similar is because they do in fact stem from the same divine source, divine revelation. That's the Islamic view. Until next time.
Okay, so that is short and concise. Right. There you go. Okay, what? So nothing much to add. I think that is, meaning if you look at those facts, it's already should be clear enough to debunk, I guess, from that narrative, any notion that Quran copy from the Bible, right? Anyways, so just thought this is quite an interesting question, because it in many comments that I receive, especially from Christian friends, there's this notion tend to come also from some atheist friends as well, but of course from their perspective, none of these books, all of these are man-made and one copy from another, and all are rubbish, right? So from their perspective. But from Christian, then some of them says like he copied from the Bible but copy wrongly or whatever. So those notion also exist. But anyway, so this was the Quran copied from the Bible, a short and concise answer. I'm looking forward to see other video by this guy here. I'm not sure what his name, but the channel is Blogging Theology. Yeah, so until next time,